Hello everyone, my name is Natalia and today we're going to make this hippopotamus. The hippopotamus measures 25 centimeters and I used a 2.5 millimeter hook. The safety eyes are 12 millimeters. I made it in blue and the shorts in white, but you can use whatever colors you like. Now we're going to make this hippopotamus exactly the same, but this time I'm going to make it in pink. We're going to make the hippopotamus in two parts. Today we're going to start with the head, and then in the second video we'll make the whole body. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you could leave me a comment, I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'll leave you with the step-by-step instructions. Let's get started, and I'm going to use a 2.5 millimeter hook. And we'll meticulously start with the very top of the head. First, make a secure slip knot, and then we are going to carefully create a total of 11 individual chains. Counting them out, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and finally 11 distinct chains. Next, I'm going to precisely insert my crochet hook into the second stitch from the hook itself. That's 1 and 2, located right there. And then we are going to skillfully make 3 stitches together as one unit. I have 1, and you can mark that stitch if you want. 2 and 3 stitches. Now we're going to make single crochets all along here. We're going to make 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. These are the specific numbers being referred to. In the very last stitch of this particular section, we are going to carefully make 3 stitches together, precisely as we previously demonstrated and executed in this specific corner of the piece. We will combine stitch number 1, then stitch number 2, and finally stitch number 3 into a single unit. As you meticulously perform this step, you will clearly observe and see how this action effectively starts to smoothly turn the corner, creating a neat and defined edge for your project. Now we're going to crochet along this other side and make 8 single crochet. As we meticulously work through this process, we are also carefully concealing this yarn tail, ensuring a neat and tidy finish as we progress. We count each stitch with precision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally, this precise counting brings us to the completion point of our very first round, marking the successful conclusion of round number 1. Now, we are ready to seamlessly transition and begin working on round number 2, continuing our project with the same attention to detail and accuracy. I'm going to use this yarn, the yarn from the new skein, as a marker, but if you want to use a regular marker, a piece of thread, or anything you have to mark, just remember to use it. The first stitch I told you to mark would be this one. That's where we start round number 2, and we're going to make an increase. I mark the first stitch, and there, at that precise moment, I have my very first increase. I absolutely need to make 3 increases. Wait a moment. I think I might have made a slight mistake. Now, yes, after careful consideration, I indeed need to make 3 increases. I already have 1 completed. I will proceed to make another one right here, and then a final one. So now I have 2 increases and then 3 increases in total. Now, with careful attention, we must meticulously create 8 individual single crochets. These crucial 8 single crochets are positioned precisely here and here, forming a foundational part of our work. Let's count them together to ensure accuracy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally the 8th single crochet. And now we will proceed to repeat the exact same intricate sequence of stitches that we have just completed on this side. Specifically, you will execute 3 distinct increases, that is 1 increase, then a second increase, and finally a third increase. Before concluding this section with another set of 8 perfectly formed single crochets, I finished my round number 2. Now let's move on to the next round. 3. The sequence for round 3, in this part here, it will be 1 single crochet and 1 increase. We have to repeat this 3 times. 1 stitch, we mark it, and 1 increase. 1 stitch, now an increase. 1 stitch, and finish with an increase here or around here. We are now going to create 8 individual single crochet stitches. Let's count them out carefully as we make each one. The first single crochet, then the second single crochet, followed by the third single crochet, the fourth single crochet, the fifth single crochet, the sixth single crochet, the seventh single crochet, and finally the 8th and last single crochet stitch. And now repeat the same sequence 3 times. Make 1 stitch, 1 increase, 1 stitch, 1 increase, 1 stitch, 1 increase, and finish with 8 single crochets for round 4. The sequence for this part is 2 single crochets and an ink and an increase. We absolutely have to repeat this particular sequence 3 distinct times. Mark the very first stitch, then proceed with 2 stitches and then an increase, subsequently 1 stitch, then 2 stitches, and then another increase, and finally 1 stitch, then 2 stitches, and then a further increase. You will meticulously repeat this entire process 3 separate times. And now, right here, I will make 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And repeat the same sequence, 2 single crochets and an increase, 3 times, and then finish with 8 single crochets for round 5. The sequence for this part is 3 single crochets and an increase, and we repeat it 3 times. We're going to do it together. I make the first stitch, I make the first stitch, and as always, I mark it. There, we mark it. I currently have a count of 23, and now I am performing an increase. I will repeat this process 2 more times. First, I will count 1, then 2, then 3, followed by the increase. Then, for the second repetition, I will count 1, then 2, then 3. This methodical approach ensures accuracy and consistency in the counting and increasing sequence. And the significant increase, okay? That's what we're looking for. And now, I will carefully make 8 single crochets, as I always do, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we do the same thing we did. On this side, 3 single crochets and increase. Repeat 3 times, finish with 8 single crochets. Now, from round 6 to 10, we make 1 single crochet in each stitch. We always have to mark the first one so we don't lose track, okay? And we finish with 46 single crochets. So for now, we don't make any more increases. Just keep going like this until round 10 and we'll come back. I've finished my round 10 and this is how it's looking. For round number 11, we are going to begin by making a total of 16 single crochets. It's very important to mark the very first single crochet stitch you make so you don't lose track of your starting point. After marking the first one, I will continue counting them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on until I have successfully created all 16 single crochet stitches. Once I have completed my 16 single crochet stitches, I will then proceed to the next step, which involves making 8 increases in a row, ensuring each increase is properly executed to expand the work. Okay, so here we go. I have 1 increase, that's the very first one, and then I have 2 increases moving along smoothly, then 3 increases progressing steadily, and I will continue to keep going like this, meticulously counting each one until you have reached a total of 8 increases. Let's count them out carefully. 4, then 5, followed by 6, then 7, and finally the 8th and last increase. We have successfully completed all 8 increases. And now, with careful and consistent effort, I will continue the process of meticulously crafting single crochets, working my way steadily all the way around the piece. My objective is to diligently proceed until I ultimately reach the designated stitch marker, which signifies the completion of this segment. This particular section, upon reaching the marker, will consist of a total of 22 precisely formed stitches, marking the successful conclusion of round 12 in this intricate crochet project. We are now going to meticulously create 18 single crochets. We will continue this process, carefully counting each stitch as we go, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on, until we have precisely reached the count of 18. At this point, I will have successfully completed all 18 of my stitches, ensuring accuracy in the total number. And now we're going to do a sequence that will be 1 increase and 1 stitch, 1 increase and 1 stitch. We have to repeat it 6 times. So we start with the increase. Now 1 stitch, then the increase again. And now 1 stitch. I've already done it twice. Now do 4 more, and we'll come back, do an increase, a stitch, an increase, a stitch, and finish with a single crochet. Alright girls, I finished the sequence of 1 increase and 1 stitch and ended with a single crochet, just like I told you. And now, with careful attention, we are going to meticulously crochet precisely 1 single crochet stitch into each and every stitch that is present along this entire section, continuing this process until we ultimately reach the designated marker, which signifies the completion of this particular segment and the beginning of round 13. We are going to meticulously make 1 single crochet stitch into each and every stitch around the entire piece, ensuring a consistent and even fabric. This means that for round 14, we will ultimately have a total of 60 perfectly formed stitches. Subsequently, moving forward with the pattern, I have carefully completed and made 9 individual single crochet stitches. And now we do an increase, and we're going to repeat that sequence. You make 9 single crochets, 1 increase, 9 single crochets, 1 increase, and so on until you reach the marker. We finish with 66 single crochets. Now, from rounds 15 to 24, we do 1 single crochet in each stitch. Don't forget to mark the first stitch so you don't lose your place. And we finish with 66 single crochets. Okay, keep going like this until round 24. I went home, finished round 24, and this is how it's looking. I also put the eyes on. I'll tell you the row, counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, between rows 10 and 11. We place the eyes, try to put them as straight as possible and evenly spaced. Between one eye and the other, there are precisely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 stitches, my dear girls. Let's take this opportunity to do the eyebrows. Okay, counting from right above the eye. 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows between the 4th and 5th rows. And I count the space between one eye and the other, which didn't turn out right for me. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 55 stitches apart. Carefully thread a length of black yarn, ensuring it is a suitable thickness for your specific project, onto a sturdy yarn needle, making sure the yarn passes smoothly through the eye of the needle. Then, securely tie a small, firm knot at the very end of the yarn, creating a reliable anchor point that will prevent it from pulling through. Finally, precisely insert the threaded and knotted yarn into the exact spot where the pin was previously located, ensuring it is firmly in place and ready for the next step of your crafting endeavor. And now here we do the other one the same way, and that's how it should look. First, we will begin by making a secure knot right here at the back of our work, ensuring it is tight and well formed. Then we will proceed to round 25 of our crochet project. In this specific round, we need to carefully execute exactly 9 single crochets. It is crucial to mark the very first single crochet you make in this round so you can easily keep track of your stitches. Now, let's count them out together as we go. I have completed 1, then 2, followed by 3, then 4, next is 5, then 6. After that comes 7, then 8, and finally the 9th single crochet, completing the required count for this section, and 1 decrease. Repeat the sequence, 9 single crochets, 1 decrease, and finish with 60 stitches. Whenever you want, start stuffing the whole section. This one with the 5 for round 26, I already went ahead and did 8 single crochets, and now a decrease. Repeat the sequence, 8 single crochets and a decrease until you reach the marker. We finish with 54 stitches. For round 27, I did 7 single crochets. And now I do a decrease, repeat the sequence, and finish with 48 stitches. For round 28, I did 6 single crochets. Mark the first one as always and make a decrease, then repeat the sequence all the way around. We do 6 single crochets, a decrease, 6 single crochets, and a decrease, and finish with 42 stitches for round 29. I did 5 single crochets and now a decrease. I repeat the sequence. We finish with 36 single crochets for round 30. I did 4 single crochets and now a decrease. I repeat the sequence and we finish with 30 single crochets for round 31. I did 3 single crochets and now I make a decrease. And we repeat the sequence. 3 single crochets and a decrease. Because I've already stuffed it, now when we're about to close, I'll finish stuffing whatever's missing for round 32. I did 2 single crochets and now a decrease, and I repeat the sequence, 2 single crochets and a decrease. We finish with 18 stitches for round 33, and for the last one I did 1 single crochet and now a decrease. I repeat the sequence, and now we finish with 12 stitches. So keep stuffing because we're about to start closing. Stuff it well, and now we're going to close. Cut a long strand and pull from here, thread it onto a yarn needle, and as you can see we have 12 stitches here. Alright, we're going to go through all 12 stitches, grabbing only the outer loop, the one facing us, and we meticulously count and gently pull a little, carefully progressing through the sequence, perhaps starting with 1, then 2, then 4, and continuing this methodical process until we ultimately reach the significant number of 12, indicating the completion of this particular step. Once it's securely closed and tightly sealed, we're then going to carefully make a small knot and meticulously hide it completely inside the head. Following this, we're now going to precisely make the ears, and I will begin by forming a magic ring. With precisely 6 individual single crochets, meticulously counted 1 by 1. That's 1, then 2, followed by 3, then 4, next 5, and finally the 6th and last one. We are now ready to securely close our initial ring, marking the completion of this crucial first step and preparing for the commencement of round number 2. We are now going to meticulously make a total of 6 increases, carefully and precisely hiding this yarn as we proceed with our work. It's important to mark the very first stitch. And there you have it. I have successfully marked it, ready to continue. The first increase, the second increase, then do 4 more, 1 in each. Here, 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 and here. And for round number 3, we do 1 single crochet, mark the first stitch, and then an increase. Repeat that sequence, and we finish with 18 stitches. You do 1 stitch, 1 increase, 1 stitch. And now from rounds 4 to 6, make 1 single crochet in each stitch. I finished my round number 6. And now for round number 7, we do 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. And I repeat that sequence. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. I'm done. Cut a long strand to sew later and pull from here. And we thread a yarn needle. Once we have it, we fold it a bit like this and pass it through there. And we go through 1 more round like this. I make a knot, and that's how we leave it. We need to make all of them the same. Now let's move on to the nose pieces. I made a magic ring with 6 single crochets. Then for round number 2, we'll also make 6 single crochets hiding this strand as we go. This strand. Don't tighten too much and make 1 single crochet in each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Since the fabric, the magic ring strand, I can carefully and precisely cut it once the entire piece is completely and thoroughly finished. And in the next stitch, we close with a slip stitch. First, we carefully cut a long strand, specifically chosen for the purpose of sewing. From this prepared strand, we then gently pull and meticulously thread it onto a specialized yarn needle. After successfully threading the needle, we carefully pass it directly through the very middle of the material, guiding it with precision. Finally, we leave this strand positioned exactly like that, allowing it to remain in place for the next steps. Later, to sew in my case, I sewed on an ear. We're going to count from here on the eyebrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 between row 6 and row 7. Alright, that's where we place the ears. Check the image so you can place them more or less evenly. Well, that's it. And we sew it's very easy. We begin our intricate sewing process by carefully inserting the needle from the top, or the head of our work, guiding it precisely into the designated area within the head itself. Following this, we meticulously direct the needle and thread towards the ear, ensuring a smooth and deliberate motion. However, I want to present this technique to you in a slightly different, perhaps more illustrative manner. Observe closely as I demonstrate. I will guide the thread and needle in a complete circumference around the entire ear, executing a full circle that gracefully encompasses the head. This circular motion is crucial for securing the initial stitches. Once this comprehensive loop around the ear and head is completed, we then transition our focus back to the ear. From this point, we will meticulously form a secure knot, ensuring it is tight and robust. The final, and equally important, step involves carefully tucking and concealing this knot deep inside the head of the material, making it completely invisible and ensuring a clean, professional finish. This method ensures both durability and aesthetic appeal, creating a seamless and well-integrated result that is both functional and visually pleasing, demonstrating a high level of craftsmanship and attention to detail in every stitch and every hidden knot. anything that looks like a knot, we fix with the needle, okay? I pull out the nasal pieces like this, and we count from here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and there. All right, and you sew it just like the ears. Make several stitches. When you see that it's secure, make a little knot and hide it inside the head. And as I was saying, anything you see that's sunken, you fix with the needle. And that's all for today. We're going to end the video here. We made the head and it turned out beautiful. And in the next one, we'll make the body and finish up. I hope you really enjoyed it. Sending you a big kiss, and I'll see you in the next video.